This is easily the best coverage shell in Madden 26. I'm talking about you could switch stick the defenders for easy interceptions like that. He's rolling out, looking for a corner route. It shuts down corner routes and even shuts those annoying crossing routes down. And when they can't throw their crossing routes or corner routes, this is what the product would be. They're just lobbing the ball up. So stay tuned to see how we lock this up.
Alright, y'all, let's get right to it. But before we do, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Young JR. He hopped in the comment section, gave me some inspiration and a suggestion to do this video on how to stop these crossing routes and corner routes. And if you want to be included in the next video, just hop in a comment and I might put out a video to help you out or whatever the case may be. So I definitely appreciate that from him. So we're gonna get right to it. We in this Houston Texans defensive playbook, same thing we've been doing, and he wanted to see it out of the Atlanta Falcons offensive playbook. So he wanted this gun type flex, and I'm assuming he wanted to see something like this PA pull shot that's real popular, got a lot of crossing routes and stuff like that. So I got a couple ways that I like to stop this, right? For one, I'm in this cover 4 quarters. If you just come out in this area, it just kind of locks it up real good. And you switch it there, boom. You see triangles covered. Again, I'm in the 4 down lineman set. Again, I got a video on this over wide defense, so got pressure out of it, all type of stuff. So they won't even have as much time. But as you can see, cover 4 quarters does a great job, and I'm going to show you like exactly what it does, so you're not really confused. It's a match defense. So what's happening here? These 2 top safeties, right? These guys are relating to the inside receiver. They're taking the first thing to the inside, right? So the first thing to the inside on this side is this slot receiver. Number, what was this, 34? Yep. So, and it's way better than man coverage. I know some of y'all probably, why don't you just run man? Like, because man kind of like gets cooked from these routes. Like these routes, I don't know, something about mesh that makes them like, you know, and I don't even know who these safeties are, if they're fast, anything. So on this side, they're taking the first thing to the inside, boom. But he's not going to chase something under 10 yards. You know what I'm saying? That just doesn't make sense. So anything that threatens past about 10 yards, because as you can see, Pitts is running like a 1 yard drag. This dude is running like a crosser before 10 yards. So he follows the crosser late because he has no other work, you know. And then this cornerback out here, he's taking the first thing to the outside. So it's kind of like a bracket coverage with this. You got a quarter flat, quarter inside quarter, and you got an outside quarter. So this guy is taking the first thing to the flat. There's no flat, so he's just kind of sinking. And the same thing with this quarter flat. He's taking the first thing to the flat, right? So you see how now that crosser is starting his flat, he drops off, and I can switch stick on him, and he's bagged up. So I'm not gonna ramble too much. I don't like rambling. I like to show y'all, get right to it. You feel me? I think that might be the new slogan. But listen, triangle, right, and flick the right stick up. Shade over top. That's a basic adjustment. This is another way how to stop this, right? And we're gonna press triangle, triangle, X. I'm just changing this to a cover 3, basically, right? Triangle, triangle, X, and then flick the left stick down, hook curl, right? Triangle, 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 and you want to put them on the inside third. So that's another way you could stop it, right? And you could switch stick to that hook curl. You get what I'm saying? Switch stick to the hook curl. And now you got the other crosser getting guarded by the curl flat by shading over the top. We're not worried about the drag, but if you want to take the drag away and that, I got another setup for that. You know, the drag's open, obviously, but the crosses are dead. And the first thing you want to know on defense, bro, you just don't want to give up the big play. So if he wants to keep taking drag, fine, bro. Let him keep taking the drag. And then we finally take it away with this adjustment, right? So what you want to do is manually put these guys, right, in hard flats. Matter of fact, let's do the same thing. Triangle, shade over the top. Make it simple. Triangle, triangle, X, hook zone. Triangle, triangle, inside third, right? And manually put these guys, these purple guys, Speed and Tutu, whatever his name is, put them in the hard flat. So you want to go right arrow to the right twice, square, left analog stick to the left, hard flat. Right analog to the right twice, X, left analog to the left, hard flat. So now this is what it looks like. And the reason why we do it like this, because if we were to shade underneath first, this guy will be playing literally at 5 yards. That hook zone, he'll literally be playing all the way down here. And you don't want that. You want to keep him right where he was at, back there. Boom. So shade over the top first. So now you're here, and you can switch stick. And I know you're saying circles open late. That's fine, because listen, what we can do is just man them up, right? You man up circle. So shade over the top, do the same adjustments, manually hard flat, and this is what it should look like, right? You put man up your user on circle, right? So double tap the right arrow to the right, bring up all your linebackers, triangle. You flick the right analog stick up, man coverage, and you press circle for Mooney, right? So now when I switch stick off of him, he's still on him, right? Boom, 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 and now he's still on him. You get what I'm saying? So that's just another way to lock up this play specifically, because I'm sure this was the play he was talking about right here. And let's just say, for instance, it's not the play he was talking about. He's talking about crossers like this, something like this, right? Crossers like something crazy like this, and they put 2 streaks. Like, some people will literally come out here and run crossers like this, right? And they got 2 crossers. If you're in quarters, you still decent, bro. You still decent. You still in a decent position. You get what I'm saying? Boom. You just go guard him. You go guard X. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty much what you want to do. And if they're doing that, obviously this looks a little more scarier, right? Because I told you this inside quarter's got the first thing to the inside. So technically, those are those streaks, right? Those are those streaks coming at them. But it depends on whichever side. So like to the left side, that inside quarter doesn't take that streak. He takes the crosser because it was from the number 2. And I'm not really sure how some of this stuff worked. That's why I have multiple ways. That's why they were doing something like this, bro. I would just do the same way. Shade over top, triangle, triangle, X, right? Same way, right? I would just stop it the same way, bro. So let's just say you did this, right? Because that's when the rules break. Sometimes when they do stuff like that, they start streaking people and then running double crossers, right? So just don't overthink it, bro. You can literally still hear it. You can still switch stick over here to that corner. That was a horrible switch stick. I'm using 2 controllers, but you get what I'm saying. I'll just show you instant replay. Like I said, the shade over top hook zone and switch stick into the hook zone still makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? And then by the time you switch off that one to the left, he's not going to throw that. If he throws it, he's throwing it right into this cornerback over here. You get what I'm saying? That's why you got to have multiple ways, because match coverage might work for some plays. Then you're like, bro, this match coverage is getting cooked. What is Big Low Vinny talking about? But I gave you multiple ways. And this is probably the safest way, because at least you know if they're running crosses to both sides, I can go guard one side and switch stick to my hook zone on the other. And then if they're throwing it late when you switched it, then you just man up the guy who they're throwing the crossing route to, if that makes sense, right? So now let's get to these corner routes, bro. Let's get to these corner routes. Let's go to bench switch. What people like to do, they'll flood one side with a street corner and a flat, right? And again, cover 4 quarters. Still a great coverage for this. Still a great coverage for this. You get what I'm saying? Like the outside corners bracketing that corner route. You got the inside quarter, like I said, taking the first thing to the middle. That's usually what happens in most things, right? You see how that safety's up there, taking the first thing to the inside. They're like bracketing over here. He got inside, outside corner got outside. You get what I'm saying? And that quarter flat has the running back out the backfield. So that's that. And you have to leave in a quarter flat. If you start shading underneath, it won't play like this, because this is match coverage, right? And let's just say you wanted another way to stop it, right? So let's just say they're switching it up. The streak isn't by Pitts now. The streak is by circle, and Pitts is on the corner, right? And then flat like that, right? It'll literally still play the same way. It'll still play the same way, right? So now he's taking the guy to the outside, and now the quarter is taking circle, because he's now on the streak. The first thing to the inside, anything to the inside, he got. Anything to the outside, the corner got. And you just got to follow Pitts so they don't throw a quick little streak to him before he hits the corner. Get there to discourage them from like throwing that ball quick. And there's that, right? And again, here's another way you can stop a corner route, right? You can run cover 2, literally, right? You can run cover 2. And if you're not good at switch sticking, you can custom zone. Like, right? I changed that to a cover 2 over there, right? So triangle, triangle, circle, L1, custom zones. So the custom zone, you want him D-pad, arrow up on the D-pad twice. 1, 2. Now look where that cloud flat is. You see how he's back there, right? And to take away the running back, you want to put X in the hard flat. I showed you how to do that earlier in the video. Double tap the right arrow to the right twice, right? X, flick the left stick to the left. So now this is just literally your flooding zones over there. So now if they want to do that, right? Boom, let's go to bench switch, push streak, flat. That's what it looks like. And say you're not good at switch sticking, this is another way you can stop it. You get what I'm saying? Follow that streak, follow that streak. You get what I'm saying? So I know it looked like he got open late, right? So now you can custom stem him up 3 times. So this is why you can just kind of put zone drops on the fly without having to actually do it at the play call menu, right? So I'm going to shade underneath, change that to a cover 2 over there, right? Boom. Triangle, triangle, circle, L1, custom stem. So 2 look like he got behind there a little bit. And let me just show you real quick, actually. so you can see what I'm talking about. Look like he got behind him a little bit, you know. Still looks like he might can throw that pass, but I doubt it. So I don't think you need to stem him up 3 times, but I'll show you him stemmed up 3 times. I think he'll still make a play if he throws that. But if you don't think so, let me reset the play. Triangle, boom. Put that into a cover 2 on that side, boom, so you can see that, boom. So triangle, circle, L1. Let's do the D-pad up 3 times now. 1, 2, 3. And this is the best way to get all this down, bro. I know I'm throwing a lot at y'all. Pause. I don't know how y'all all taking that. Pause that too, because y'all be acting crazy in the comments and all that. But is it go along with me in practice mode? That's the best way to get all this down. Don't just try to watch the video and then go out there and think you know what you're doing. Nah. So he stemmed up 3 times now. Enough of the rambling. Boom. Triangle, X, streak, boom. Let's do the flood over there. So now, this is just if you're not that good at switch sticking. You know what I mean? Follow X, and now he looks like he's in a way better position. So now, it's all about labbing, bro. I just did this on the fly. You know what I mean? So, I didn't even practice that before I turned this video on. So, you want to stem him up 3 times to guard those deeper corner routes. And just depending on what corner route, you know, depth you have, you know, that's kind of how you do the custom stems, right? Or you can just go set zone drops to like 25 or 30 at the play call menu, right? If you don't know how to do that, I'll show you that real quick. You can run like a cover 2 to stop these corner routes and set your zone drops to like 25, right? And your flat stuff, your curl flats to 5. You get what I'm saying? So now the purple things, the purple little zones, they play at, you know, 5, right? And now you press triangle, circle. Now I change that into a cover 2. Now you should be dropping to like that 3 stemmed up. But if you learn how to custom stem on the fly, like you don't have to run zone drops. The zone drops also help you. So that's a few ways you can stop corner routes. It's really easy. And again, once you do that, I'm telling you, they don't have nothing else, bro. People that throw corners across, they don't have nothing else. And then they gonna start throwing quick streaks. And I showed y'all, this is a little quick tip if you stay to the end. Safety depth on tight. They start throwing quick streaks like this. Somehow just halfback option, something like that, right? They start throwing these quick streaks. You can't look. You can't. Oh, right there you could. Actually, he scored. Hold on, he actually scored. Hold on. Let's go ahead and shade underneath right here. So they're not. See, I'm still in this wacky match stuff, but yeah. You really just can't. You just can't really throw that. You get what I'm saying? But this video not about quick streaks, but you know you can stop these quick streaks. That's actually an actual good route to beat the cover 4. So that's another little. You know, but if they were running a regular streak like this, you're just not gonna throw those. You know what I'm saying? This is like some people's offense though. You know what I'm saying? Quick streaks, corner routes, and crossers, and flats. So I just showed y'all how to stop all that, bro. But like I said, if y'all want to be featured in the video, like my boy who subbed up, again, I appreciate y'all for all the love. I'm on my way to 1K subs, bro. Y'all been showing a lot of love, and I appreciate that. That's real love, bro. And yeah, I'm excited to get more content out for y'all. So drop in the comments if you got any problems, questions, comments, concerns, or you got any video suggestions, bro. You might be featured on the next video. Until next time, we out of here, y'all. Peace.